It's CigarPort.ca Chili Bowl check-in presented by Impact Signs, Awnings, and Wraps. Day number 2 here at the 36th Annual Chili Bowl Midget Nationals. And catching up this week with some go-getters, some players, winners from each night, hopefully. And stop by the Keith Koontz camp to visit with a very personable young lady who, by all means, pretty much grew up in this building, and this building, no doubt about it, means so much to you, Kaylee Bryson.
Yeah, it does. It means the world to me, and I'm honored to be able to come and race the Chili Bowl for Keith Koontz and James Hodge Ford and Toyota. So it's super cool to be out here, and I'm just having a blast. I think we're going to have a good night.
Qualifying night coming up for you tonight. Your thoughts coming in after you had a good peek at the racing surface last night?
Yeah, last night was a really good race. It was pretty cool to see my teammate get the win, so hopefully I can pull it off tonight and bring home another win for Keith Koontz Motorsports. And we start third in the heat race, so I think that we'll be good.
That's awesome. A lot of eyes will be upon you. You've got so many fans from right down the road in Muskogee, Oklahoma. And I think real quickly before we dig into anything further, I think it'd be a good opportunity. So much happening in your career right now, and for the best, obviously. And things have happened pretty fast for you the last couple of years, I'm sure, have blazed by. But outside of your mama, so many people have been beside you to propel you through to where you are right now. And I think it'd be an opportunity right now to acknowledge all that.
Yeah, my family has been the biggest part of my racing career. And, we started ever since I was 9 years old. We got go-karts, and we kind of did it for fun, and it turned out we were all really good, My uncle and my grandpas were really good at setting up my car, and I was just really good at racing them. So we kind of made a good team. And, I've had my whole entire family have my back from day one. So it's super cool to make it this far, and I'm just having a blast. I'm so thankful for them.
Absolutely. And your thoughts on, a real shot in the arm to your team. And you lost one of your team members, Mr. Dason Pursley, went down late this season. And one thing that you notice wherever you go to a midget race and Keith Koontz camp shows up is the camaraderie between yourself and all of your peers. And I know that it took a mental toll to accept all of that, and I know that everyone is so fully behind him.
Yeah, we're all missing him 110%, but I know that he'll recover fully, and it was really hard seeing him get hurt because we're a team. We go against each other, but at the end of the day, we're all like one big family over here at Keith Koontz Motorsports. So, we're all praying for him, and we're all wishing you the best.
How about, we know that you have a golden driller on your shelf from when you were still a little kid from this building. And as we said, a lot of things have transpired for you, but obviously to bring home a Chili Bowl driller prelim night or the big Saturday night extravaganza is the main goal. How do you tackle the whole process of going through this thing and going to hit that pay dirt?
I think at the end of the day, you got to be patient here. You have to make moves and do everything that you can to get to the front, but you have to be so careful because every single lap matters. You can't go out there in the heat race and run second and try and wreck the first place car and get yourself back in, points. So you really have to play this whole race smart and, just give it your all.
Obviously, you've got a whole stable of cars and teammates to pay attention to on their respective qualifying nights. As we said, yours will go tonight. How much feedback between all of you and Keith is there, or is it just everybody on their own? I know there's a lot of feedback probably that goes with it.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of feedback you get from your crew chiefs. Every car has its own crew chief, and there's about 5 cars to a crew chief, so we have quite a bit of crew chiefs, and you kind of get to bounce ideas off of your teammates too, which is really nice. And so you can go and talk to anybody about any questions that you have, and they'll come up to you with questions that they have. So it's really nice to just have a team that all works together because we all want to be the best.
A chosen driver for TRD, and so very busy even beyond dirt track midget racing. You've gotten a little pavement stuff going on this past year, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm almost thinking you picked up your first pavement win up in Washington, did you not? How is all of that coming along for you?
It was really good. I got to jump in a pavement car the first time this year, and I won my first race ever out, and it was super cool. And I can't thank Toyota enough for the opportunity to let me drive their car, and it was super cool. And I'm just having fun, switching from dirt to pavement. So hopefully I get to do more of that in the future.
Talk about how dramatic of a change that is, and things you had to modify, obviously being on dirt your whole life, and you have to change a few things behind the wheel and in the cockpit.
Yeah, dirt racing and pavement's completely different. I obviously enjoyed dirt racing a ton. I grew up racing it, and pavement's just way new to me. I've got a couple pavement races next season that I need to prepare for, but it's just a totally different style of racing, and anything that has 4 wheels, heck, even 2, I'll drive it. It's just a blast. I love it.
So fill us in on the process and how it's coming along, your aspirations. We'd love to see you racing on Saturdays and Sundays down south someday, and man, it's a tall stretch, we know, and it takes some lucky breaks, and you got to have the talent too. Take us through that process and what's your aspirations and how things are going in that department right now.
Yeah, the last 2 years I've got to race midgets, which is really fun. I've got to dip my toes in the pavement world, and I think now I'm really looking forward to just getting in a sprint car. That is my biggest goal right now. I want to get in a 410 wing sprint car. I want to go race at Knoxville. I think I want to just be able to race sprint cars and race pavement late models, and I think that I'd be happy for next year, and that's kind of my goal for next year.
A lot of fans see you in your suit, and they're used to seeing you taking care of your duties at the race camp in the pit, but maybe what not a lot of people understand or realize, and I get to know because I'm connected with you on the Snapchat, but she's got an affiliation with that. She loves her Fortnite.
I do love my Fortnite.
Talk about that.
If I could play Fortnite every day, I would, but
wait, you do play Fortnite every day?
Almost every day, yeah. It's literally so fun to just hop on there with your friends. Like, most people don't think, oh my God, you're a girl, you game, but I'm like, yeah, I want to play like every game all day, but can't really do that for a living.
And you love animals and nature, no doubt about it. Talk about that.
That is definitely my favorite thing outside of racing. Like, if I'm not at the racetrack, I want to be like going on a hike somewhere. Like, I love animals, any type of animals. Like, if I could, I'd have every single animal in the world in my house. It's super cool, and that's just kind of my passion outside of racing.
How about your relationship with your mama? We talked a little bit earlier what an integral part she has been about from the very beginning up to this modern day. You and Mom have a really, really cool relationship. She even puts you to work when you have a little spare time.
She definitely puts me to work quite a lot, but yeah, we have a pretty cool relationship, and she supported me from day one, and I love her a lot, and I can't thank her enough for everything she's done for me. All
right, buddy. Anybody you might have left out, or anything you might think about that you might have want to said before we bail out of here?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody at Keith Kunz Motorsports. They were busy getting these cars together. We have 15 cars in our camp, so they've definitely put in the work, and I can't thank James Hodge Toyota for everything they've done to get me here this weekend and be able to run the Chili Bowl, which is super cool, and everybody at my family who made this possible.
All right, that's Miss Kaylee Bryson out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. Special thanks to my old buddy Jeff Christensen on the flip side of that camera there, and the fine folks of CigarPort.ca and Impact Signs, Awnings, and Wraps. We'll be taking a little bitty break here. We'll come right back with you here. Day number 2 qualifying for the 36th Chili Bowl Nationals.
Signs attract half of all new customers. A vehicle wrap can get 30,000 views per day. On-site signage costs roughly 2 cents per view. At Impact Signs, Awnings, Wraps, we know signs work. Custom signs, interior or exterior, for any application. Commercial awnings, any shape, any size. Full-color video displays, time and temp boards, gas price changers, and scoreboards. We can wrap anything, vehicles, trailers, boats, and more. Check us out at impact4800.com.
CigarPort.ca is your go-to online store for exclusive cigars produced from the best quality tobacco in the world.
Welcome back to CigarPort.ca. Chili Bowl check-in brought to you by Impact Signs, Awnings, and Wraps. This young man out of Penn Grove, California, he's got his monkey seat on, ready to go. Your defending USAC Midget National Champion, Mr. Michael Buddy Kofoid. We were just saying that has a really good ring to it, doesn't it, Bud?
Yeah, I think so. I like the way it sounds, and, luckily we'll be able to go after it again and go back-to-back.
What'd you take from last night and Tanner's run? And I know you're doing a little note-taking.
Yeah, no, Tanner did a really good job. You know, boosted team's morale, and luckily for me, my crew chief was his crew chief last night. So, you know, they seem to have something going really good, and I felt also equally as good in the Viroc last night. So I know our speed's there. We just got to tweak on a little bit more to be that much better, and but we'll see what we can do.
Talk about your mental approach going into your qualifying night. Obviously, the key is not to get mired in a consolation soup on Saturday. How do you approach that? This thing is so much luck, good and bad.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, you try not to come in nervous, but eventually it'll all kick in, and it's starting to now. And you know, that's what makes this place so special. Is, you know, I feel like very few races will do that to you, and but you know, it just shows how much you honor, how much it means. So. But yeah, you just like you said, you got to have luck, but at the same time, you got to make yourself some luck. So you know, it just starts off with a good pill draw, and then you know, you got to go forward in your heat race and pretty much win. Or if you can't win, you can't be any worse than second, pretty much. But no, definitely the goal is to pretty much win every time you're on track, just to maximize your points, and you know, putting yourself in a qualifiers. Kind of the first hurdle, and then you know, you want to get through that and hopefully be sitting in the front row or second row of your feature, and which will make it a little bit easier on yourself to hopefully you know, have a chance to lock in. So you know, it's funny, I was talking about it earlier, this is my third Chili Bowl now, and I ran third my first prelim night 2 years ago, then second last year, so hopefully we can be one better than that this year.
Man, it's so fun watching you, young talent, and it's really cool to see how you've progressed. I recall when I met you at a ripe old age of, I believe, 13 years old at the Coca-Paw Speedway. It seems like eons ago, but so much has transpired for you since then. Take us through that ride.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time. You know, I remember that week pretty well, actually. But yeah, no, just been a lot of sprint car racing. You know, from that point on. You know, been pretty much in a sprint car or midget or anything like that now since I was 13 now for, you know, pretty much every single year. So, you know, got to kind of progress and grow in California for a couple years, and then got the chance to go to Ohio and race more professionally, which is something that I always had really wanted to do. And then, you know, that's where Keith and Pete and Toyota was kind of able to look at me from a little bit closer. You know, from California, you're kind of on an island, and then, you know, Ohio's just right next door to Indiana. So, you know, they could kind of see me a little bit easier and understand what was going on. So, you know, that opened the door for me to get a chance to try out in their midget. And then, you know, I've been full-time now for the last 2 years. This is my third year. So it's been a lot of fun. And I've, you know, with being with Toyota and Mobil 1, I've gotten to do so many different, unique, cool opportunities that I'm also looking forward to this year.
Time sure flies. That is indeed. There is a family in the state of California that's very, very near and dear to you, one Mr. Leroy Van Connet. Those folks, he and his family mean so much to you, I know, and I want you to elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, so when I started racing for Dan Simpson, he gave me my first shot in a sprint car pretty much when I was 11. And then I raced for him when I was 14, 15, and a little bit of 16 years old in California. But, you know, Leroy's son, Roy Lee, who just passed away about a year or so ago. But Roy was a big help to the team that when I raced for Dan, and he worked for Dan. But then I got to know Leroy really well. But, you know, Dan Simpson and his family, and then Roy's or the Van Connet family have all, you know, kind of been there from the beginning of my sprint car career. You know, and also my family, my mom and dad have been a huge part of it, but we've all grown pretty big and close to each other. And so it's sad that Roy's gone, but I got a lot of great stories and memories to keep hold on to.
Man, it's so cool to me when I get to see Leroy, which is about once a year in Knoxville or whatever. When your name pops up, his eyes just twinkle, man. He is so proud of you.
Yeah, Leroy's very special, and he was one of the best in his time. So, it means a lot when someone that I see of that caliber, when they look at you like that, it makes you feel good, and it shows someone like that takes a liking to you. Like I said, it must mean something special. So, Leroy's always got a lot of great stories, and some of the times I can even predict what it's going to be about. But his famous one is always about brakes, which is a huge tool that we use on the dirt. But no, Leroy's he's definitely been there, and he's done it all.
So rewind to February of 2021, the beginning of a season down in Florida that you'll never, ever forget. You ended up popping off that championship. Take us through last year.
Yeah, so like you said, we started out really well, winning the first race.
Bubba, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Bubba in Ocala, and I feel like that kind of set the tone for the whole year. It's funny. I remember reading a statistic that the previous champion or the previous two champions had won the first race of the year, and then I won the first race of the year, and I was like, oh, hopefully I can be the next champion. So, and then we ran really well for the first half and ran really well at midweek, and then getting hurt kind of hindered me a little bit. But then, once I got clean and clear and got the cast off, the first race back is almost like, I'd never had it, and just felt completely back to normal. And not that I was ever gone, but, I knew that from here on out that we would be good. And we'd finish the year strong, so hopefully we can just do it again.
You said a little shakedown before we started this file here with Chris Bell. If we would have been a fly on your shoulder, what would that have entailed?
We were more just talking about what we felt in the VIROC, and then I was just since he's back with us this year, I was just kind of talking about the similarities that I felt that we could improve on from the last year to now, but just kind of debriefing or just picking each other's brains.
Before we let you go, because you got some work to do tonight, describe as best you can the feeling you get once you get strapped in your car and you get over there to that ramp to the most unique staging area in all of dirt track racing. What are the feelings and the thoughts sitting there?
Yeah, like I said earlier, the nerves kind of kick in now, and they don't go away until you roll onto the track. So, and over there, I feel like that's kind of the peak of them. And some people say, I always hear, rolling down the ramp is the most intense feelings or like nervousness that you ever get. And it's funny for me, like it kind of starts to go away because then it's like you get to tune in because you know that you're going to be on track. But it's intense, and it's like I said, only very few events I feel like or big races like this will do that, and this is definitely one of them.
So appreciate your time. Best of luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Remember the name, folks. That is Michael Buddy Kofoid out of Penn Grove, California. He'll be going out tonight.